Hey everyone, my name is Jason Filer, and I'm super excited to welcome you back to another episode of The Afterglow. This is the place where we slow things down just enough to really appreciate the artistry, connection, and dedication of really high quality barbershop singing. For this episode, I'm really excited to have on the BHS International Varsity Quartet Contest third place bronze medalists and the 2025 Barbershop Harmony New Zealand Quartet champions, Promenade.
But the arachnid grey scar facade just doesn't crack. Try with a huntsman, black or brown. Scarface plot, the toughest Tom in town.
Known for their incredible performances over the past few years of original songs and arrangements, Promenade constantly brings a very advanced sense of theater and personality to the barbershop contest stage. Today we'll learn more about how they've developed their sound, what drives their musical and creative decisions, and how they continue to grow together as a quartet. So, sit back and relax, there's no reason to wait any longer. Let's meet the people behind the quartet. Here's Will Harris, Will Lynch, Harry Burt, and Kieran King. It's Promenade. How are you doing?
Hi, it's us.
We're doing good.
Oh, yeah, we're well. That's great. We're off to a great start.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we have your Promenade. You heard a little about them. So let's first get started by just asking how you each got into barbershop. So anyone want to start just talking, just like how you got into it?
All of our stories are very similar.
It's pretty much the same story separated by 1 year.
Yeah, so we all went to the same high school in Christchurch, where we all still live in the South Island of New Zealand, and we were involved in a men's choir at our high school called the Maelstrom, which started in our first year of high school. Well, they started doing barbershop for the first time, and so our choir director. One of our choir directors, Gavin, who still directs to this day, was instrumental in getting us involved in that, as well as another guy, Reveal Atlas, and we basically got involved with singing through choir first, and then found out about quartetting kind of a wee bit later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, 2015. Oh, sorry. No, you go.
No. You go. You're the one. You have the information.
I was just gonna say. So yeah, 2015 was mine and Will's first year. It was our first year at high school, but it was our first year in Maelstrom. And then in 2016, Harry and Kieran joined. And then yeah, throughout the years we were involved in various quartets. And then yeah, that's how we got into barbershop and into quartetting specifically as well.
Yeah. Awesome. And so then how did you four exactly in this combination come together?
Well, that's a long
story.
Obviously, we sang in this choir together, and we were part of the same music classes going through high school. And then as we got towards, it was 2016 actually, Will decided he wanted to form a barbershop quartet. Just for a fun, I'm not going to mention why, but for a performance at the end of the year, just for fun. I was part of that group, and then eventually that turned into a group that wanted to compete in the high school competition in 2018 with myself, Will, and someone else. And then that group, the next year, in our final year of high school, we brought in this guy to come and sing with us and compete and try to go for the National High School Contest Championship. So 2019 was the year that we all found each other to sing barbershop and in this formation, but we had various quartets kind of through the years.
We were all friends for years before we ever sang together. We all knew each other basically since 2016.
Yeah. Although, of course, this quartet didn't start in this formation. Originally, Harry was on bass and I was on baritone.
That is true.
Holding it down.
Holding it down.
It was the wrong call.
It was the wrong call.
It was the right call at the time.
Kieran couldn't sing.
I couldn't sing. No.
No.
I couldn't
At all.
At all. I have no idea why they brought me in. No, but that's the story.
That's the story.
That's how it goes.
Awesome. And how did that high school contest go?
It was good.
In 2018, our previous quartet, the three of us, we were in a quartet called Low Expectations, and we were really, really going for it. And then we came second, and we were really, really annoyed.
Yeah.
And we absolutely
Deserved to come second.
we deserved to come second. It was an absolute we got trounced, which is fair enough. They sung so much better than us. And then in 2019, same kind of deal. We were still kind of going for it a little bit because particularly it was our last year of high school. And so we were like, let's go for it. But we were actually good this time. So we did end up winning.
We just got a lot better coaching as well.
Yeah.
So like in 2019, we had some really great sessions we had a session with Kevin Keller early in the year, which was wonderful because he was a visiting clinician. He came over for an education event that was going on. So that was a wonderful experience. We caught up with Kevin in Denver as well, which was really cool.
That was
to reconnect. And then we also had a session. Rasmus Kriegstrom just happened to be in town.
Yeah, he was coaching the women's Sweet Ads chorus.
Yeah.
And was it you that just emailed him and was
I
like,
did.
hey, can
I just messaged him on Facebook. I was just like, hey, Rasmus.
and so we had
He was on the scheme.
we had a couple of hours with him, which was genuinely transformative.
fantastic.
100%.
He'd just gotten back from a run.
Yep.
And it was just yes, I'll be right there. It was great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's cool to hear about. For those who are watching who don't know, this quartet's whole shtick, their words, not mine, is kind of they do original music by members of the quartet, which is awesome and is something that you never see. So first of all, that's cool. I just want to recognize that for everyone who's watching, that this is a super cool thing. If you haven't seen their videos, first of all, there are going to be some that are going to be linked in the description, so watch those. And also you can just look them up. Got great videos. So I'd love to hear all of you just talk about what kinds of things that means to you and what the experience is like singing songs that are written by other members of the group.
Do you want to start, Has? Because we started singing his music.
Well, we started with
Well,
Will's,
true, actually. We started with Will's.
I was gonna. This quartet competes. The Summertimers Harmony Band, from the Far Western District. The lead Derek Wayne. They performed an original song of his, or competed with an original song of his called "At the Four-Part Harmony Ragtime Society Summertime Jubilee Ball," I think is the full name of the song. And I heard that and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. This was this was 2019, we were still just starting, but I heard that and I was like, that's really cool. So I was really inspired by that quartet. And so in 2020, I just sat down. I'd done a little bit of arranging, but I decided I wanted to try and write an original song, which I had not done. And I wrote a song called "What Is a Guy to Do?" Which was kind of meant to be a fun, jazzy, up-tempo tune. And I arranged that for us to sing in COVID in 2020. And then when we got back together after lockdown, we sang it for the first time. So that was kind of our first foray into singing. But I don't know.
Yeah, and then myself, Will, and Kieran, in our own time from that moment, and during high school, I was quite big into trying to write my own music, as was Kieran as well. And we realized we had all these songs that we had written where the harmony as part of those songs was often influenced by our involvement in choir and barbershop harmony and jazz as well. And we thought there were a lot of songs that kind of had a structure or circled per se that would work well in the barbershop style. And so I think the next one would have been...
Dinner.
or Scarface.
No, it was Dinner
It was
First.
dinner, then Scarface.
I wrote a song called Dinner and a Coffee that I released as part of an EP of the same name.
Go listen to it on Spotify. Oh,
And Will one day
yeah.
sent me a message and said, "Hey, can I arrange this?" And I was like, "Go for it." Having no idea how the song would translate and what it would feel and look like. And he did an absolutely beautiful job. And that was one of the songs that we took over to Louisville in our first international competition. And I think we found that as we began to sing more original music, it was the songs that people were connecting to the most and the ones that we were connecting to the most because it was part of us and the music had been built from scratch from us up, especially in the moments where it was arranged by Will or Will over here. It felt incredibly authentic. And in Barbershop, you want to be able to find as much authenticity as you can from the jump. So it felt like a kind of cool thing to chase and try keep doing.
We also, I'll let Will speak on like writing Scarface and the idea behind that. But we, on the lead up to our national convention in 2022 in Palmerston North, we had 4 songs, and then
One of them didn't clear. We were gonna sing Glass Figurine.
we were, yeah. So we had a song called Glass Figurine that we were gonna sing, and we didn't end up doing it because we couldn't get clearance for it, and we were like, and we were like, what? We were like 2 or 3 months out,
Something like that.
and Will had written the song and arranged it, and then there was one day I remember I was walking to work, and you sent the song, and I had like 5 minutes left in my walk, and the song was like the MIDI was like 4.5 minutes, and I listened to it and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, and all of us in like our messenger chat were like, this is so cool, like we have to learn it. And then we spent like a day at Kieran's place and just plunked the whole thing on the piano, got the whole thing down, and then practicing in our own time and everything. But it was probably the quickest we've ever learnt and like clicked with a song
Just immediate.
ever. So it's the reason why it's stuck with us for like 4 years. But if you want to talk about the actual song.
Thanks so much.
Hey, pass it off.
Pass the mic.
Hey, so Scarface Claw is a character from a book series by a New Zealand author named Lynley Dodd. It's
Shout
called
out.
Harry McCleary, which is basically follows a bunch of animals who live. We kind of have, instead of like if you think of like 7-Eleven, like I don't what's the genre?
like
A convenience store
Or a bodega.
Or a bodega.
If you're nasty.
And in New Zealand we call those dairies.
Bring it on. Just
No, I've had it in my bag
So
since.
this is the book.
What?
This is the book that Scarface Claw is based on. We fill those dairies, and so this is a fictional dairy called Donaldson's Dairy where all of these animals hang out, and Scarface Claw is this mean, rough and tumble old cat who Harry and I both had nightmares about growing up.
I'll just read the book.
True story.
And so I kind of had a thought in my head of like, my like big inspiration was like Cruella de Vil, and kind of more like villainous songs, kind of that nature. I felt like, what if there was a song that felt like that, but for Scarface Claw? I wrote it first as a solo thing for piano, and then similar to what Harry was saying, my writing was very heavily influenced by my experience with Barbershop. So the song translated well to the style, and so I had a go at arranging it in 2022, and it's stuck ever since. Yeah, and then Kieran, you're good because Kieran's kind of the newest addition to the songwriting lineup in our quartet as well.
True, yeah. As Harry said, I'd been writing songs for like quite a while. I was writing songs reasonably early into high school. The early ones aren't that good, but I mean they're there. But the very very similar as sort of also the newest and least experienced in terms of barbershop stuff. I didn't really know, and I don't still really know fully what shops and what doesn't. So usually I just send through my songs to our chats just to hear, just to have people listen to them because I like, sharing the music that I make. And occasionally we'll just go, that shops, that shops, dude. So I can work with that. And that was the case for both of the ones that we took over to Denver.
Yeah.
So both of the ones in our open set were originals of mine. Um, the Heartbreak Bossa Nova was a real fun song. I didn't write that one about anyone or anything in particular, which is the kind of fun part. It was just meant to be. I thought of the title and I thought that's a fun name for a song. I'll write that song. And then the second one was called Trustful, was an absolutely brutal ballad that I wrote. We could go.
Tell the story.
I'll be vague. Well, I won't name names here. But no, it was a song I'd written after like a quite rough breakup with someone I'd been with for nearly 3 years after they'd like cheated on me, which is obviously not the
getting
great.
into it.
We're not getting into that. Names, addresses. No, we're not doing this again. We'll get done for slander. But so yes, that was what that song was about. And Will, I remember you heard it, and you said to me, you were like, "That is one of the most emotionally effective songs I've heard. I want to arrange it." I'm like, "Heck yeah, I'd love to sing it." And so that's where that one came from.
Yeah.
I don't write
Rad.
music. In 2016, in my music class, we had a composition thing that we had to do. We had to make like a little composition about an animal, and I never submitted mine because I didn't do it.
I
wrote the penguin, which was awesome.
I wrote Penguin.
I think I was gonna do mine on an elephant, and I didn't.
not the albatross. No.
No, I opened Note Flight. I put like 4 notes in there, and then I
Thank you.
closed. That's
That's a deep cut.
that is a deep cut. But yeah, no, it just doesn't. I do other things.
You need to
Do
defend
other
yourself.
things.
That was all right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's awesome. Thanks for just jumping in about a lot of the songs. So first of all, is that the same copy that you had brought of the book that you brought to Louisville for like the after show thing for like the interview?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is probably
You're exactly
the
right.
one that we had on the thing because yeah.
Yeah, we brought props to our first. We didn't realize it wasn't a thing that people did. It was an actual.
We didn't know.
We did it this year.
It's a very well-traveled copy of the
Same book.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so I started a quick question, kind of straying a little bit away from the whole contest thing, but for Harry, you'd said that you released the songs, and I'm wondering like what was the process for you like in terms of writing and like recording that whole process, that whole project. Was it like a very independent thing? Did you work with a studio or something? How did that work for you?
Oh yeah, so that's crazy. That project was purely just a passion project for me. I wrote and recorded all the songs in my flat bedroom, and basically just roughly produced them myself. And yeah, they were all kind of very acoustic, light, easy songs. So yeah, that was just kind of a self-produced, self-released project that still exists out in the world today. But yeah, that was kind of before I got into working with producers and things. It was kind of that early part of my releasing music journey, but still a very cool project that I'm super proud of. And it's cool that the music could take another form, like in Barbershop and on the Barbershop Harmony Society YouTube channel, which is cool as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big moves.
awesome. Hey, also for for Scarface Tom, for Scarface Claw, sorry. Is that obviously that's like kind of it was a funny song. It was it had its villainous moments, but it was also pretty funny for the international stage, and that was in the first international contest you guys were a part of. So was that kind of a scary thing to do a song that was like kind of funny? Like, were you worried, oh, are people not going to find this funny, or were you just like what were you hoping the audience was going to get out of it?
Especially because it's a New Zealand story.
Yeah.
no one in the audience, we were aware of the fact that no one in the audience at International would have any clue about who Scarface is.
We had to change
Yeah.
the first words
Because
because
the intro originally went, "Oh, we've all heard the story."
we did it in 2022 to an audience of Kiwis who all like that it was rapture.
Yeah, they would.
There was like a reaction to
There was a
that
genuine
line.
like and we had like people be like Scarface, and like before the thing, and then so we had to change it to let me tell you the story.
Because no one in America had heard it.
It was the first time, and so I think we knew that we wouldn't have the same reaction to the character that we had. So that was on us. I think to your question, we probably felt like we had to do a lot to get across
Yeah,
the like stakes.
yeah, because I suppose the funniness and the silliness comes from the audience reacting to our reaction to this thing that shouldn't be as scary as it is to us.
Exactly.
So we kind of along the journey of figuring out what the performance plan and approach looked like for that song, it ended up being the more real the threat is, the better the payoff is for the audience. So yeah, we kind of went on a bit of a journey on what that looked like. Like we kind of started it more cartoony and thinking about telling the story to a group of children, and then it kind of moved forward this year to being we are very, very actively scared of this thing, and hopefully the audience,
Yeah, like this cat will kill you. It's in the room with us right now, and you will die if we don't get that across to you.
And I think that there was more of a reaction. People got more out of it comedically. The more we played it straight, the more that we were thinking about that.
Yeah.
We also, I don't think we necessarily went into it thinking like this is a comedy song or like this is a funny song, which I think did help us because there was only a point like this year where Harry was like, we've been singing this one line and it's literally a punchline. And it's the bit where it's like he looks in the mirror and catches sight of himself. Oh my God, sight of himself. And it's like the punchline to the whole joke. And we've just been we never even discussed that it was like funny or like could be funny.
Yeah.
We're just been singing it.
And so I think some of the reason why parts came off as comedic is because we genuinely weren't even thinking of it as being like, this is going to get a laugh, this is going to get a laugh, this is a joke. It was just all like, oh, we're just going to tell this story.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Like you would think that that's like an intentional decision from like the way it was performed. So that's really funny to hear about that.
And I think you get more out of comedic performances that are played. I believe you get more out of comedic performance. This is the same thing as like if you like there's an interview in Peter Dinklage's Hot Ones interview. Invite yourself in
He told us to
tangent. No, in Peter Dinklage's Hot Ones interview, he talks about playing drunk.
Like
when he's talking about like an actor playing drunk. And he says how an actor who is playing drunk has no idea. They are doing their absolute best to be sober, and that's what makes them appear drunk. So when people, like actors don't actually drink on set, but need to appear drunk. They are doing their absolute best. They're like, I could pass a sobriety test right now.
I can do it.
I could drive a car. I could do anything, right? But they are so desperately trying to convince you that they are in the room. But they are trying to convince you that they are drunk. It's the same thing here, where the way that we convince people of the humor of the song is through us being as sincere as possible. Right. You don't understand. Or Ringmaster's guiding the source. We're like, no, you don't understand. This cat is going to kill everyone. And that's where the comedy comes from.
Yeah. Nice. And so about the same song, we're talking a lot about the song, but it's definitely a highlight, I think.
Hey, it's the thing we're known for.
There were some changes made in the song, like the intros, especially from 2023 to 2025. What was that process like? What was the reason, and what were you guys thinking when that was all happening?
There was a lot of us going into this contest cycle, we were like, what's not working with this song? Um, Particularly, it was the intro, and it was the bit where we get all scared and like fall down and yada yada
Yada
yada.
yada.
Um, we that we let's talk about the ideas that we threw out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're kind of funny, but we
Yeah, we
were
just
like,
go
let's not do that. So for the intro, there was a genuine conversation about doing like the Cruella de Vil intro, but with
about that.
but like kind of gender bending the lyrics to be about Scarface.
Yeah.
And then yeah, doing the intro to that, and then going straight into Scarface, which was very like it didn't live very long. It was a funny idea for about 5 minutes, and then we went through the intricacies of that and went, that's not going to work.
No.
And then yeah, and then Will was just like, what if we just, and then went over to my piano and just played a G sharp minor chord. It was like, what if we just do that? And then we were like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that works.
And the other bit as well was, and it was like the whole thing was just like we were just going to be like, what if we went out on stage and
Just
went,
smacked it.
What does
and that was like the first.
What does it sound like if this is like an alarm or like a warning?
If there
In
was
the
a-
context of a cat.
Yeah, if there's a deadly cat alarm, what does that alarm sound like?
And it sounds like
that
wah.
ended up being.
And then the other thing as well that we the other like major change that we made was instead of doing the scare bit where we go side of himself, and then we waste like 40 seconds because we kind of got told off a little bit because we spent a lot of time we spent a lot of time on the floor in Wellington at our nationals last year. But we were like, what could this look like? And for genuinely, like it was like 2 weeks, like 2 rehearsals. We were gonna do a bit where we got scared and we turned into each other, and then we did a smoke ring / newfangled floor bit. And we were like, what does it look like if we play into like the audience reaction kind of thing?
Yeah.
And we were gonna do a whole thing where it was like, oh, is this in good taste?
Taste?
And wait for the laughs. And then I was gonna say whatever Joey said.
If they are allowed
to do this, then
so we've all got it.
And it was gonna be like a thing to get us back into it. And
Then we remembered that we're not as popular as they are.
yeah. And
Yeah.
No one really knows.
this was gonna be sung in the next gen content, which has like
3 people there.
20th of the audience size of the finals.
So we made a business decision that it's a smart idea.
And so we just held the notes, and then they did the thing. So we had this nice spring chord.
Which yeah.
Honestly,
It
it
was
the right decision.
it was the right decision.
And when we talked about the performance thing before, it kind of fed into that. That idea of having an alarm and a loud noise right at the start that kind of says beware, played into this performance plan of Scarface is a very real threat. And kind of set that up nicely for us to try and do that plan throughout the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know, which, yeah, as you say, kind of lent itself to that bit becoming less cartoonish as well. So instead of having this sort of extended, like, oh goodness, we're so scared, it was like, no, we're not wasting any time. We're still on because there is limited time. The cat could be behind you right now. Like, everyone check behind you.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. And one last thing about the song, Will, can you talk about the tag? It's one of the most interesting tags I've heard in my entire life, and probably the only song I've ever heard that ends on that chord. So
Yeah,
I don't even know what
Go on
the
there,
chord is
King.
I had,
crazy, so I'd love to hear what
Aaron-
you're thinking.
Yeah, 100%. Aaron Dale came up to me in Denver and he was like, "What the heck did you do?" I think initially the original song, it has the turn, and it has the progression that you hear. But once we get to like Ain't No Doubt, that was just me messing around. I put some tritone substitutions in there. I also then voice led the 2/7 to the flat 2/7, which creates a real crunchy chord where we're really close. And then it ends on a minor chord. And initially I ended it on the minor chord, and I was like, okay. And then,
That's a bit different.
oh, minor instead of major. I was like, oh, this is fine. I think I arranged this not long after hearing Clutch's version of Mad Hatter.
Oh,
Okay.
And so that performance ends on a minor 9 chord. So it has 1, 5, 9, and then minor 3. So it's got that semitone clash, and I was like, that kind of had a little something to it. And so
And you were like, let me
I
go a
just
little
let the
further.
post go up to the 9, and that had a little bit of rub, and I was like, whoa, this is getting a bit spicy. And then I was like, oh wait, what if I put the 5th up to the 6th? Because essentially then what you have is a tritone and a minor 9 all wrapped up in the top 3 voices, which is basically like maximum dissonance. It's the least contestable chord of all time, maybe ever. But there was another. Anthony Bartholomew said he liked it. But like I felt like I wanted to have that feeling kind of echoing the start, where it was warning, 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 this cat could still kill you. So it didn't feel like the audience didn't feel satisfied at the end. They just felt scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I think it's also totally sold by like all your expressions at the end. Whenever you guys perform it, it's never like it's always like they're gonna get you. So that was always
That's exactly what I do.
That was perfect.
Honestly, the funniest part about that is I really struggle to end a song where it's like not a ballad or something like that, where I'm not pointing. I'm always pointing. Like any video, I'm pointing out like that. But we throughout like all the kind of performance coaching and stuff that we had, it was always the way that we ended the song was always what's next. And it was always because we're flipping through this book, and then it was at the end of the book, you know, you close the book and you're still talking to the children. Well, at least this is what our original plan was, and we kind of stuck with it. But it was like you close the book, but then you tell the children like, and he's still coming to get you, or like you close the book and then you see Scarface like in real life, and so it's like that kind of to be continued
Last minute twist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How does the story actually end? Spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know the story.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, we have a
we did we did a Facebook Live once
Oh, that's very good.
in 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
Oh God, cut that. In 2023, where we literally page by page passed the book around on this couch and just read the book. And we read out like all of the
Copyright info.
How
Because
does
we
it
like to mention
So-
that with this live, we'd said big news coming, and so
Big
people tuned into
announcement.
this
Oh,
live
we have to go
expecting
here.
something, and then we just
So
read
he-
a look at them.
The side of himself thing is back here, so that might be.
So it goes. He's got a little photo there.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's data. Take it away, buddy.
no matter what happens, whoever might call, there's nothing, and that's in all caps, so you know that there's really nothing. There's nothing that frightens him. Nothing at all. ... Turn the page. Except, oh my God.
He's scared.
He's scared. So what scares him? And then he's looking in the mirror. The wickedest tomcat that ever you saw, the mighty magnificent Scarface Claw,
Honestly,
and he runs off. So it literally ends with him being scared of himself as like the punchline to this book.
And so that was in the song, that's where we got to. Like, that was the end of the story, so to speak. And so, the idea was with the last, we've all got a hankering, was like closing the book and saying, don't worry, everything's okay.
But
Well,
is it?
that's how it started, and then in our most recent interpretation of it, it sort of it was more saying like we all have this fascination with this cat.
Yeah.
We're all. I know you're all interested in seeing this cat in real life, but the whole like the rest of that verse of saying like he'll terrorize your dog if he's not put down was taken entirely literally.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when we're singing that, we're genuinely saying we need to band together and kill this cat, or it will terrorize your neighborhood. It will kill us, your dog, your family. It'll, like it is imperative that we do this.
This is it. This is good stuff.
Yeah,
Usable. Yeah, great.
Well, that's probably the first ever barbershop song that had that as the plot, where the
Yes.
cat's gonna
Yeah.
kill your whole family.
100%.
Should we be saying unalive?
Yeah, true.
Oh god, yeah.
But
Can I
yeah.
apply this?
But yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah. Well, great. Thanks for indulging me about all those questions. We'll move on from that now. But those are all great things to hear about. And thanks for reading from the story. That was wonderful. So I saw that you had before this past convention done a trivia fundraiser of sorts. What was that about? Like, what was the process of putting it together, and how did that end up for you guys? And do you think that that's something that like you think quartets should think about doing something similar to that, or what was the whole experience like?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do pub in the States do?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
We I don't know if there's a thing over there, but it's pretty common for a lot of different pubs or like sports bars to host. Often they just host a general quiz. For
I
like
do that too. That's so funny.
yeah.
Is that okay.
I've just started watching How I Met Your Mother. Sorry, I'm in like season 6. So
You just started? No, sorry.
no, genuinely,
My God,
I get like 6 episodes in during work. Don't worry.
you didn't hear that.
No. But what are we talking about? Because I do this all the time. So they put on these quizzes, and then they'll often have a situation where they'll offer sports teams, or in our cases like musical groups sometimes, to host a quiz. They do pretty much all of the work, and the only thing that we have to do is encourage people to buy bar snacks and drinks and stuff like that. So they end up still getting more profit than we end up doing, but we
Charge ticket.
we charge ticket sales. We often have like a raffle as well, and then so we get all of that profit, and then they get all the profit from people buying all the drinks and buying the.
So
It's kind of a win-win.
Exactly. They
scenario.
profit off you bringing in more.
And they typically do it on a night where like the bar might be typically quieter, and so it brings
Tuesday or a
more
Wednesday.
people. But yeah, we've done a few of those as part of our like chapter fundraisers, and also independently as a quartet, because the place that we've done at Robbie's Riccarton,
Shout out Robbie Riccarton.
super keen to help us out, so they've been real helpful in our lead ups to international. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely it's worth reaching out. We had a connection through the chapter, throughout our chapter, Harmony Waitaha. But like definitely if quartets are thinking about it as a fundraising opportunity, just reaching out to local sports bars, places, if there's places that do quiz nights already,
Like
would
chances
they consider bringing people in? Because as you say, it gets more people through the door, especially on a night that's quieter, which is helpful for the bar. But also you can then charge tickets, have friends and family along, and it's a great way for people to be able to support and still get something out of it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of admin as well. But at the end of the day, all of the money that you get is pure profit. Whereas for like, and this is why I think, because we would often get pretty scared of being like, do we put on a show? Because, you have to rent out a venue, and then, all the extra costs of musical equipment and things like that, mics and stuff like that. So that can sometimes, particularly if you're not in, if the places around you can be quite expensive, sometimes it doesn't become a very viable option, because you have to put out a lot of this money and to get the money from the ticket sales, and then you have to, figure out how much you're going to charge for the things
And then there's no
that kind
guarantee
of stuff.
that you get
So
that money from the ticket sales as
exactly.
well. So yeah.
But yeah, this ends up being a pretty nice, relatively easy, guaranteed, couple, thousand bucks or so, a few $100, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Gets
Well,
us
that's
to the
great to hear.
States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not something that I'm aware that happens very often here in terms of a quartet doing that kind of thing. So that's a great thing to hear, and I think that hopefully people start making it more of a thing because that'd be awesome.
More
I would
local
go.
business.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Cool. So
That's really fun.
in this past convention in the varsity contest, you did the song we've talked for many eons about, but also you did Samba on the Savannah. Tell me about that song, like the song choice and the arrangement and everything like that. What was that all like?
Yeah.
Take it away, Will.
Go ahead.
I'll chat quickly,
Go
and
ahead.
then Will can get into it. So, we having kept Scarface Claw in our rep for a number of years now, and
So
having
many.
it have done historically kind of better than our other songs in contest, we kind of analyzed that, or Will kind of thought about the fact that we play silly songs really well, or we sing silly stories quite well, and our audiences connect with that. And so Will thought about a book that he remembered from his childhood, another
You
book,
Maybe somewhere.
and he'll tell you a bit more about that.
Yeah, there's another one. So my parents read the Harry McCleary series to me when I was a kid, so I was reflecting on that. And then I was thinking about another book that my parents read to me, and it's a book called Giraffes Can't Dance. Now this one is actually slightly more universal, it turns out. I had a fair few folks coming up in Denver saying, I remember this book from when I was a kid. But it's by a British author named Giles Andre. Oh, I got a message. I think Reagan from Duly Noted got it for another member of the quartet as like a baby shower gift. And she like came up and was like, yeah. So it was really funny with these connections with this
Wow.
story. But that story, yeah, it's basically the story of Gerald, this tall, lanky giraffe who wants to dance with all his friends on the savannah. But he just can't quite seem to hack it. He's a bit uncoordinated, and so all the other animals laugh him off, and he goes home. And on his way home, he meets a cricket. The cricket says, "Why are you trying to dance like everyone else? You should dance like you." He starts playing the violin. Gerald looks up at the moon and he starts swaying to and fro. Next thing you know, Gerald's dancing like a pro. The other animals show up. They say, "Gerald, how the heck are you doing that?" And he goes, "We can all dance when we find music that we love." And that's the whole shtick of the story.
It's in terms of being universal as well, a true story about this one. While we were in Denver, I was going on a sort of excursion to go shopping in a further removed place in Denver, and I was on a Lime scooter, and then it ran out of power. And so I had to walk another like 20 minutes to get to another store to a shop front that had Wi-Fi so I could call an Uber or get another line from there. And it just so happened that this store that I ended up in front of had a full Giraffes Can't Dance display in the window of the shop with a massive stuffed giraffe and the book like on a plinth. And I thought that was just an omen.
It was
This
crazy.
was like the day after we'd performed it as well. So
It was crazy.
I also had Max Coxon of Never
out.
Too Late fame
Shout out, man.
come up to me with his British accent and everything. and he comes up to me and he goes, "Oi, mate!" But he's like that song that you did in Next Gen reminded me he was like, the story reminded me of this children's book that I used to get read about this like giraffe that couldn't dance, and I went, "Giraffes can't dance?" He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "That's what it's about." And he was like, "Oh, that makes so much sense." But he said that like in his
And the British accent that he has.
Sure.
Yeah, and so Will got to work after remembering this book existed and thought, what if I did a similar thing with this book? Obviously a different story and a different vibe. But he went to work and wrote a song, sent it all to us. We went, "Oh my gosh, this is so
Yeah.
cool." Probably, and then he had an idea for one of our friends, Robin Park, who is the bass of the quartet Heist, who sang in the Next Gen contest last year. They finished sixth in the world, absolutely crushed it. But he is a awesome arranger, and Will sent that song to Robin for him to arrange for us. And then the idea was that we could really work with the characters presented in the story, try and tell a visual story in a quartet context, with this guy being taller than the rest of us, playing Gerald throughout the story, and the rest of us kind of playing the supporting
It
characters
just seems right.
along the way.
Yeah. It was the first time as well that we'd done like proper kind of character work and choreography as well. Like we were like, once we got the song down,
Yeah.
we were like, let's do performance. And Will was like, what if on Warthogs and Rhinos, you guys all jump forwards? And we were like, yeah, awesome.
We'll do it. We'll do all of
There's
it.
just so much room to play with what it could look like and how we could tell that story.
We got a lot of valuable feedback from Harry's partner Sasha, and Harry's flatmate Charlotte. Genuinely.
Like, they're both very knowledgeable.
Like 3 weeks, they both graduated from the NASDA, which is like the theatre program here in Christchurch. And so they both kind of live in the music theatre world, and so they actually had a lot of really helpful notes to give us in terms of bringing those characters to life in a very believable way, but also a way that got across to the audience as well, making choices that were obvious and specific enough for people to understand them.
I think as well, just the thing that you said before, like it is a song that has a lot of room to play with it. And I think, like we've been told as a note in coaching before, I think that one of the things that really sort of is quite special to us is the kind of fun that we have, and the fact that a lot of the time we are just kind of playing around with what we do. And yeah, so it's been really fun to find more and more songs that we can do that with.
There was like a few times where, because I play the cricket in the story, and there were a few times in like a couple rehearsals where I was like, what can I do to break? And I did do that a couple of times. Like the original plan for the cricket was for him to be this like
Disheveled,
goblin-y
orange.
type
Yeah.
talk like this. And
It came about, we were just singing the chart, and Will just goes,
like, that's what I thought, and I just go, because it's like, ooh, and then I go, why would you try to dance? And I just went, I'm the cricket, and it broke them, and then
Still does.
yeah, and then there was like a rehearsal like 2 weeks later where we were like, what? I was genuinely like, what do I do with the cricket?
What is
And
this?
they were like, what have you done with that? And so we played around with that, and then like around the time of our barbershop education weekend that we have in New Zealand, that was like the plan going into it, and then we changed it a little bit later for him to be more of a regal kind of guy, and then we joked about like, oh, what if we had like what if he wore like a top hat, and then that was a whole saga about
Procuring a top hat.
getting the top hat and we were like, do we get one from like Amazon, like a collapsible top hat? And then you remembered that we had seen this show that had been put on of Sweet Charity, and in that show there was a bit where Charity has this collapsible top hat that she keeps like flicking open over and over again, and we're like, can we get our hands on that? And so that made its way into my luggage, and we asked for it. We didn't we didn't nick it, but we we took it over, and then I had that in my like behind my back and in my waistband for like 6 minutes before I pulled it out, which was genuinely the like most stressful 6 minutes I've been on stage, because I was so aware of it. And you can kind of see it in the photos a little bit.
Can I just?
But yeah, yes.
I just wanted to add to this because he was genuinely and rightly so terrified of it popping out for like the entire thing because as well you walked to the convention center with it.
Yeah, to make sure that like walking with it would be
and
fine.
moving. And I just want to point out that the only time that it did pop out in that entire like walk to the convention center, everything else that it was doing beforehand was when it was hugged by Jeff Hunkin. Because that man's arms are like
he hugged me and it sprung out of my back and landed perfectly on the floor like a top hat. And I went, no.
That's exactly what I like. I didn't see anything. But that was the only time it popped out. So shout out to Jeff Hunkin's arms.
So yeah, that's how we got. So that's how we got to singing that song.
No, we're on the Savannah.
And what a song it was.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that we got to hear about that because I think on the live stream it just sort of got cut off. If I remember correctly, there was.
I think the live stream got busted. It like made a creepy noise, and then and then it just left.
We got so much time in our first interview, like after our open set.
Yeah,
and then we got no time in the next gen set. We were like, can we thank you so much?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, speaking of the varsity contest, congratulations on the medal. I hadn't mentioned that yet, but that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Obviously, greatly deserved. But speaking of the numbers and that whole thing, the contest itself, you were going into it with tied for the first seating of the whole thing, and I'm just wondering, what is that like? Is there like a level of added pressure that you all felt, being like, oh wow, we have the chance to win the whole thing, or was it kind of like, we don't really know how the scores are all matching up, whatever? Like, what was all your vibes going into that in terms of the contest itself and the numbers?
It's a big one. I think
We're head cases.
we're
neurotic head cases.
really good at stressing ourselves out in relation to contests. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like we all care a lot about what we do. We all enjoy going to contest and trying to do well. But it also affects us a lot when it doesn't go as well. So I think seeing that kind of that seeding per se, and going, oh, that's good to know. Kind of we wanted to detach ourselves from any expectation or pressure in relation to that as possible. Like it's not impossible to escape it. People are going to talk to you about it. But we also knew that there were going to be so many fantastic quartets attending.
And I had about a month or so, I don't know, maybe 2 months out. It was the Sunshine District for spring contest, and I found out it wasn't published, but I found out Sweet Life and Radiance numbers for the spring contest where they sang their sets that we were going to do for international. So I'd seen the numbers and I was like, great, we're going to come third, and I'm so excited.
And we did.
And we did.
Yeah, we also I think we were pretty good this time around because our number that got used was the number that we had gotten for that set at our national convention. So we submitted the video for scoring like usual, but we'd also had a bit of a saga as well with trying to get to the open contest too, and what that ended up looking like with being rescored by
like video rescoring,
rescoring our stuff. We ended up, there was like a period of time where we were like, yeah, we're gonna be able to sing in the open, and then we weren't because we got rescored to like a 77.8. We were like just out. But then, yeah, for various reasons, Fifth Melody couldn't attend, so we ended up being the kind of default BHNZ representative. So we ended up going with that, but they kind of initially had our seed score as like 77.8, and then it got changed to the 83 that we got in the contest.
80.3. Just want to clarify.
We're not that good. Christ.
More work to be done.
Hey, got to get to work.
One day. Sorry. But yeah, so we had been told as well prior to the seeding coming out that they were going to take our 81.3 that we got for that set.
Yeah.
So we knew what score we were going to be seated with. So yeah, we were definitely taking the whole thing with a big grain of salt.
And it's like we in a weird way we still some of the numbers that we are fortunate enough to get in contests feel kind of new to us, I suppose. Like we're not used to kind of getting that validation, which is a really, really cool thing. And I think we were trying to disconnect ourselves from the result as much as possible. Like Barbershop is centered around competition. People are going to be disappointed about scores. People are going to feel good about scores. And it's quite impossible to fully disconnect from that just because of the nature of the hobby. But we found that going into our national contest, we wanted to be as relaxed as possible and have as much fun as possible and disconnect from the result as much as possible. And we ended up having our best year in contests. So we thought that's the way for us to go. Let's take that approach going into Denver, and what will be, and everything will be just fine, regardless of what
It'll be the
happens.
same quartet leaving the competition that we were going into the competition.
Yeah. Keeping all the things central that are like us and why we keep showing up for each other and doing Promenade, rather than trying to chase this thing that might not happen on the day, you know?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So, also about the open contest now, first of all, what was it like doing both the contests in the same day? Was that like kind of a whirlwind of an experience? Like, what was that process like?
Oh, it was exhausting. Thank you so much for asking. It was extremely tiring. It was really tiring.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We were up super early for open because we were first off the block on the Wednesday morning. So it was after hours mic testing, and they sang an extra tag or something, and they sang another tag. I don't know what was going on. They sang like 5 tags. But then eventually after hours were like finished, and then they were like, "Great Promenade," and we were like, "All right, say less, we'll do our thing." But we were so up early for that, and then had a bit of a break downtime, and then Wednesday next gen was that night. We sang 2 different sets. That was on purpose. We wanted to sing as much music as possible rather than just doing the same set twice and trying to do it better the second time, which we could have done, but it just didn't feel like it didn't feel exactly. It didn't feel true to us.
It's like I just wouldn't want to waste the opportunity to get to share more music with people. Like it was a very much a gift and a privilege to have that opportunity in the first place. And it's like, it would feel not disingenuous, but it would just feel wrong, I think, to like try and use that to like get a leg up or anything.
Yes.
We just like singing music.
Yeah. We made a conscious decision to forfeit scholarship money that we would have gotten through Next Gen by doing open. And the reason for that was to be like, listen, we could get some money from this kind of scholarship from these donors, or we could sing 4 songs because we also don't know when we're going to be back next. And so being able to be like, hey, here's us in all facets of us. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to talk more about the day, Will.
Yeah, because we woke up, we did the thing in the morning, and then we felt really good getting off stage. Like it felt really cool. And we were stoked to do it, and then we were hanging about for a wee bit. We went home, we went back to our hotel room. The results came out around 2, and then we all kind of like saw the score sheet and saw the number, and we were like, okay, sweet as. And it was lower than what we'd gone in with, which is fine. But we also, I think, internalized a little bit of self-doubt in that experience, just because we'd had a different result than what we had potentially hoped for with our performance. which was okay. But
Happens.
I got to like 3:30. Will and Kieran were both asleep, and I was like, I have been sitting in this hotel room festering, and Harry and I went for a walk. And we walked down, is it 16th Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
16th Street and beautiful downtown.
Beautiful,
sunny,
downtown.
Smells great.
It was so hot, it was like 37 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in freedom units.
I think it's 5,000 degrees
5,000
Fahrenheit.
degrees
Right.
Fahrenheit, roughly. But so we were walking down 16th Street, and Harry and I were talking and just decompressing, I think. And we just kind of realized we were like, it isn't as deep as we're making it out to be. And things will be okay. We're not dead yet. We've still got another chance to sing, and everything was okay. And it was really nice. And I went and got a smoothie and just sat for a bit.
What was in it?
It was a strawberry smoothie.
I like how you remember the name of the street that we spent like half our time in Denver, but you remember it was Strawberry.
And so that was really, really
That's
nice.
Yeah, I think it's like, and we were aware of the fact that people would maybe see our score and from open and be like, okay, cool, that's good to know that that's where they're at. But obviously it was two completely different songs and a completely different set. And yeah, I think we did well considering how we felt at one point during that day to kind of gather ourselves and get back into the space where we could enjoy the next gen set again. And it ended up being a really, really positive experience that night. So it's definitely a good experience for us to figure out whether, I don't know, that would be something we'd want to do again. But
we also, like, our previous two conventions that we had been in was the BHNZ Nationals and then Pan Pacific 2023. Both of those, just by happenstance, we ended up singing semis in the morning and then finals at night. So we've had that kind of experience. Both times as well, we had quite a significant jump in results between the sets. So we've typically, done better in the evening, and that's also going to be the same this year as well. We're singing Friday morning and then Friday night. So that'll be 4 contests in a row where we've done
the morning shift,
all 4 songs on the same day. So yeah, it's exhausting, but we're also kind of a little bit used to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as bad as we maybe could have if we had that experience.
I could just briefly add to this as well, with the experience of like getting the scores for our open set earlier in the day. I'm not proud of the fact that I can be quite a spiteful person at times. And there was definitely an element of getting out and doing Scarface with this big like opening and the end of it, because you mentioned earlier the sort of cut off at the end of that being like I've watched the video of Scarface, and I think all of our cut-offs, but I certainly noticed mine where
you're so angry.
I look furious, and I think it's
so angry.
And I think, and like, conveniently because of the song, it reads as in character. But there is, and it was mostly, but I think there is definitely an element watching that performance back where I'm like, oh.
So he's holding on to all of his stresses.
I was terrible for that. Just in the last few seconds of the song, it just crept in. I was like, ah. But next time we let go.
But yeah, it was a valuable experience. We're so stoked it happened. But yeah, that was what the day looked like.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. One other thing before we start wrapping up and all of some like rapid fire questions. Tell me about the YouTube channel you guys have. I've listened to the stuff and just like what's going on?
Will, take it away.
Hold on, sorry, Jason, you were saying.
Oh, it's whose idea is that? Like who takes up most of the stuff with that kind of thing? Yeah, what's that all about?
So it originally was literally just going to be a place where we posted any videos that we had of us singing.
A lot of them aren't public. A lot of them are just unlisted
we have
videos.
yeah we have like 20 unlisted videos where we have sometimes gone back and watched it and gone, yeah, no wonder judges were exhausted listening to us. But that's besides the point. But then we went down south to a city called Dunedin, and we sung on the chapter show of Highland Harmony, and Harry decided that we were going to vlog it, and we kind of, as we were going through the thing, Harry would just whip out his phone and start filming, and
I think
Yeah.
I realized that when we were all hanging out together, it's very stupid and we laugh at ourselves a lot. And there was a chance that other people might find that funny as well. And so, yeah, I kind of filmed this vlog and then edited it on iMovie on my phone. And we posted it, and some people enjoyed it. And then since then, I think our social media, especially our Instagram and our YouTube videos, have had a very specific kind of vibe to them, of us kind of being stupid and silly. We're very inspired by the humor of the Newfangled Four. We all watched Newfangled vlogs in high school. And we're like, this is so funny. And
what if we did that?
And we still like, a lot of our humor and the things we find funny is influenced by them. And as a result, it kind of made sense that if we're going to go do these events and things, it makes more sense to kind of, instead of going to them every year and doing the thing, like filming it and trying to make some content out of it, for at least a few people who want to watch.
And even just for us to rewatch.
And to like look back and
I have a terrible memory for like anything imagery wise as well. So it's really useful for me actually to be able to like look back.
This is what happened.
And
I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
And since I did that first video, Will Harris over here took on the role of editing these videos, some to be 2.5 hours long. Like
our Louisville vlog is unwatchable.
It is so bad, and it's like
unwatchable.
It's like
70%.
It's almost intentionally terrible. Like I pulled out the camera
too much.
I pulled it out way too much. Half of the vlog is me filming Harry while he's shirtless in bed, ready to go to bed. Sometimes I'm like
just talking,
we're just talking. I'm like, take us through what happened today, Harry. And I just won't turn the camera off until he's finished telling us about the entire day. There's a point where I put my phone in my pocket. I forgot to end the video. So it's just, and I thought that was kind of like, I watched it back and because I had to edit the whole thing, because I took that on. And I watched that and I went, that's kind of funny. Also, it's going to take us to that kind of 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
And then, and
they've become a bit more watchable since then.
Yeah, I've done a lot more cutting. But yeah, then we did the...
Sorry, can I interject on the one really quickly? One of my favourite moments in that vlog is, I'm fairly sure it's Harry, but Will whips out the camera, and I think Harry makes some comment of like, this must be what it feels like to be an animal in a zoo.
It's David Attenborough.
Oh, yes.
Harry says, this is what the animals feel like
in a David
Attenborough documentary.
It's true.
Yeah, because Will was just like whipping the phone out.
But Harry's much more aware of what was going on.
But no, it's a cool way for us to like show the people who follow us, and like what we do singing wise, what we're like as people. There's no kind of better way to show who you are than by like making a 20-minute vlog where you're being stupid.
I'm
singing.
I'm sitting on like so much content
like
that we have from Denver.
The Denver vlog might take a while to get out.
I genuinely, the anxiety that I get thinking about having to edit all that. I went into it being like, this is going to be 3 separate vlogs because we went to Denver like a week before so that we could get acclimatized to the altitude and stuff like that. And we got a bunch of content the week before. some content the week after, and then or the week of, and then some content the week after. And I was like, I'm gonna split this up into 3 videos, and I will do that at some point when I have the time.
All 3 videos are feature length, basically.
Yeah,
At this point.
they might be like half an hour, but yeah, it's also just it's a way as well for me to I get bored a lot, so sometimes I whip it out my phone and so it's a little creative output that I get to have. But yeah, we've since transitioned a lot more into kind of doing Instagram stories and being stupid there and doing a bunch of polls and wheel lunch and
Hey, shout out Wheel Lunch.
yeah.
But that's kind of
That. So yeah, it's an ever evolving YouTube channel that will feature vlogs and maybe sometimes a performance.
Can't wait to get a public beef with another quartet going on there as well.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'll also link to that stuff in the description, so if anyone is listening and thinks, oh, that sounds like fun,
Hilarious.
Want
I'll
to check
link
it
to
out?
all
Can't
of the
wait.
2.5 hour long videos. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have a few rapid fire questions. They also, if you don't want to go that fast, you can also like explain your answer. It doesn't have to be like I'm not timing you.
We got the
So-
Quick as possible.
Yeah. So maybe we'll just go. We'll start. Will on one side, Kieran. We'll just like go down the line. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite animal?
Oh, favorite animal? Monkey.
Giraffe.
wombat.
Red Panda.
Cool. What's your favorite food?
Oh. I like a medium rare beef fillet.
Chicken pad thai.
Evo toast.
Oh, God. I love a good sushi. I do love a good sushi.
Great.
Cultured.
Nice. What's the meaning of life?
I'm not gonna say
Someone's
it.
got to do it.
Oh, I'll say it. I'm the biggest nerd. 42.
Love.
That was way better answer.
Okay. People.
I was also going to say 42 because I love that series. But Love and People. I'm just going to merge those two.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
But I do also genuinely think.
Well, let's go the other way now. So the Will doesn't have to answer every question first. What's your favorite onomatopoeia?
Oh, gosh. I love a good squelch. I think squelch is a great one.
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
No,
Boom clap the sound of my heart. You love that one.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Mine can be boom. I don't really have one. Sorry.
Inspired by First Take, I really like Clang.
Oh, Clang's a
Clang's
good
a great
one.
one. Metalpipe.mp3.
I think I'd say kind of comic book like how is a really
Right,
really
strong.
good
That's a
one.
great
I'm
one.
also glad someone else went first because when you said onomatopoeia, I thought that meant palindrome.
Also, I was like, my star.
I'm gonna.
Scar.
Second, even I thought that.
Yeah,
That's the
palindrome.
one with I'm
Kieran's an English teacher.
Yeah, no, that's terrible for me.
But yeah, palindrome. Yeah.
I was locked in. Sorry.
Thanks, Harry. Appreciate you, buddy.
It's a good classic.
Would you ever go skydiving?
I will say yes. Can I briefly elaborate on something?
Yeah.
Go, buddy. This is just a fun, tangentially related story, which I'll be very brief about. One of the very first conversations I had with my partner of 2 years was I told her at length what my funeral plan is, which is to have all the assembled guests stand in an open field with a casket in the ground. And a big funnel to be constructed over the casket. And the plan was, when I'm like 94 and I'm aging and I've had enough of it, to just skydive directly into an open casket. They close it, and then the ceremony and then the funeral starts. So absolutely,
He lived such a long and meaningful life.
so that. One of the first conversations I had with my partner was that. But so the answer is yes, but with the caveat that only when I'm 94 and directly into an open casket. Continue.
I don't have a
Yes
good
or no?
I have been bungee jumping, but I haven't been skydiving. Um, uh, uh, yeah, I suppose I don't have a big appeal to do it, but I would do it if I was offered.
Heck yeah, brother.
I definitely would. I mean, I still have a memory when I was a kid and I watched my dad go skydiving with his brother, my
Get him
uncle.
in.
Get him in. No, but yeah, I definitely would go skydiving.
I I would I would want to do bungee jumping first because I wouldn't want to be like, oh, I'll do skydiving and then oh, I'm just gonna jump off a bridge, kind of thing.
Right, so the bungee.
Ease myself into it.
Yeah. Because bungee jumping would be ruined by the experience of skydiving.
Oh,
It's like
exactly.
a step up.
Yeah. I'd want to pull the shit.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Not necessarily ghosts.
No, that's a good question.
It is.
I don't. I love watching like horror stuff and like
absolutely.
paranormal activity, but then I'm always the guy that's like, oh, I can kind of explain that.
Go on, issue.
Yeah.
It's a big scene actually. Scooby-Doo.
It's actually a high school teacher, and he's wearing a mask.
Right.
What is one missed opportunity you wish you had a second chance at?
Oh God, that's horrendous.
Wow.
No,
Anyone can go. I don't know. There's not have to be an order.
LA 2020.
Oh,
That's a
true.
good
Yeah, that's a
one,
good one.
yeah.
Our first international as a quartet was
Yeah.
going to be the Los Angeles Convention. We were going to compete with Vocal FX from Wellington. We were qualified for the Next Gen contest for the youth varsity that year as well. We were all booked up. We were really excited. And
Tour. The tour of China.
that's your missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That's your missed
We
opportunity.
were gonna go to
mine.
China.
They would. I mean, I don't want to speak for all of us, but I feel like that's the biggest one. It's like we were almost ready to go. We were like ready to go in March, which is not too far out from July, and then obviously COVID. But
Yeah.
that would be cool to have seen what that would have been like.
Mine's a slightly different one, and it's gonna start off really funny. So like, get the laughs.
What'd you
But
got?
then it's gonna end up being a little bit sweet. So we'll
So-
get a couple of like, oh.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah, good.
So in my first year of high school,
Yeah, this guy gets it.
in my first year of high school, I was sitting in a digital technologies class, and one of the runners came in and said, "We need Will Harris," and so I had to go to dressing room 1 in the Aurora Center.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Exactly. Ooh, these
Intriguing.
guys, and I had to go face to face with one of the choir directors at Burnside, Sue Denson.
Wiggity wiggity what?
Right? And she went, "Oh, you missed your audition." And I went, "What? No, I didn't." And she was like, your audition for Aurora Voices, which was the year 9 and 10 treble voiced choir.
To clarify, by the way, year 9 and 10 are the first 2 years.
First 2 years of high school.
in New Zealand.
Which are some, I think, like eighth and ninth grade, maybe something,
Somewhat.
whatever. So I didn't. So I genuinely did not sign up for this. I think that the choral director at my intermediate signed me up for this because I didn't want to be in Aurora Voices. I had to sing the national anthem. I started it way too high and got through it. Had to do some like she played a note, I had to sing it, and then she played another note, and I had to sing that. And then
Ooh.
exactly. And then I got it.
Oh.
Yes.
Yay.
But I didn't want to be in this choir because I don't know. And so I like on the second rehearsal, I went to Sue and I went, I've got too much. I'm too committed this year. I was not. I was just told that that's how you get out of things. As you say, you've got a bunch of commitments and you can't make it. And I definitely could have. But if I did, I would have met Harry like 6 months earlier than I did. So we could have been friends way earlier. That's where the aw comes in.
Oh, sorry. Oh, oh, yes.
But yeah, that was like a thing that later on in life I was like, oh, I could have.
And the
met
choir
my-
was awesome as well.
Yeah, I would have had
Sorry.
I would have had the best time. It was too much for me.
No.
I just had too many commitments.
Yeah.
Cool.
I missed out on doing the Les Mis thing that you did with S&P. The specialist music program at Burnside had a big choir back in the day,
that's awesome.
and they did this massive like Les Mis thing,
And
it was so cool. And it is the only possible thing or reason that I've ever even vaguely wanted to join that S&P program. I didn't take music as a subject. I didn't want to. I did enough music stuff outside of school that I just kind of was.
He was just too committed.
I was just too committed, and I could. But I wasn't interested. But that performance, I was like, damn, I missed out on that because that was sick. And these three crushed it.
So that wasn't very rapid.
So another one.
That was
that's
bolt
great.
action round.
That's right. No, we have just a few more. What's your favorite punchline to a joke? You don't have to give the joke, like just the punchline.
Just the punchline.
Oh,
Ooh.
Mine's probably the why the long face punchline. That goes, why the long face? From the joke, a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says,
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, that's a great one. Mine, I definitely can't say the joke, but the punchline is, that's what it was, you were wafting the towel wrong.
I've heard that joke,
Yeah,
and I know why you can't say it.
yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I'll tell that one after.
You'll tell it one after.
After the one.
When the cameras aren't rolling.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I'm personally quite a fan of, but the reception was excellent, which is from the classic.
No, you said not to give.
Oh yeah, but that's from the classic.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I
They know what they-
do need to explain mine because mine is who's there, and it is I find it really funny because I always go, I have a really funny knock knock joke, but you have
I
to
love
start.
doing that. Yes, I know
And
exactly.
then they go
It's
knock
so
knock,
funny.
and you go who's there,
Yeah.
and then they just go,
Nothing. It's so
That is a
funny.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What was your last impulse buy?
Oh, yeah, this one.
V-Bucks.
Great.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
What was
almost
yours,
though.
Phil?
I have a prop. It was this.
Oh.
Oh,
It's a brick phone that runs apps.
that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
It's the apps.
Oh, you
You
can
got games on your phone?
You got games on your phone? Yeah. I'm trying to be intentional about my relationship with technology, and I'm not on social media and stuff. So I'm just I'm bad at it. So I bought that like a month ago, and it's been great.
My last impulse buy was 2 pairs of Calvin Klein 90 straight jeans from an outlet in Auckland. Got a good deal on them. So.
Good. Hey, this guy knows how to get good deals.
That's it.
Oh, my genuine impulse buy was like 2 days ago. I bought 30 coat hangers.
I can't help that. What a
I bought 20. I bought
impulse?
yeah.
Okay.
No, because it was my girlfriend helped me clean my room out. Because it's been a mess and I've just been like putting it off. And so she helped me clean it out. And the wardrobe, like I've kind of never really utilized it. Like I have a couple of suits in there, like quartet suits, and then I have jackets that I haven't worn in ages that I need to throw out. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good opportunity, but all my coat hangers suck. And I work at a clothes store where we can buy clothes hangers, and I get 25% off because I bought a bunch. And so I bought 20 regular ones and then like 10 clip ones for pants so I can organize my wardrobe.
That's fantastic.
Nice, buddy.
See, I'm very strange with this because I do impulse buy, but I meticulously research my impulse buys. So like I will.
Kieran,
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
an
no,
impulse
no,
buy.
no, no, no,
Kieran.
no. I will elaborate here. No, let me
Kieran,
finish.
buddy.
Let me explain. I like. So
Jason
I
said impulse
no,
buy.
no. So I recently bought. I bought this watch, and I also bought a new pair of boxing gloves that I wanted.
What's the watch?
This is a Huawei something.
Oh, Kieran. Oh.
But here's what I.
Never buy Huawei.
Why not? Why not? So no, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because even though it was an impulse buy, both the things I was that I was buying were on sale, and I meticulously researched beforehand.
You did all that research and still bought it?
Yes, because it was reviewed more highly than the Samsung equivalent. That was $20 more. So
Just save your money and buy a better one.
this does what it. Anyway, this is Will is. This is another detail of our quartet is that Will is a technological elitist. He
I love my iPhone.
loves his iPhone. He loves his.
I'm very interested in tech. I used to work at a tech store. It's a little special interest of mine.
He loves it, but that does come with the added bonus of him being really, really mean about my Android phone. To be fair, my last
all
phone.
are.
Well, yeah, to be fair, they all are. But my last Android phone. The power button had fallen off. Anyway,
That's our impulse.
that's our impulse button. I had that phone since 2016.
Next question.
Promenade be concise.
That's awesome.
Impossible.
I have one more question. This is this is like an easy, short one. What is humanity's most redeeming quality?
Oh, that's awesome.
Mine's gonna be a little bit long, but it's obviously there's like love and stuff like that, and that's all great.
Yeah,
but
that's cringe.
I think it's little human moments where two people who have never met each other and will never see each other ever again kind of interact from a distance. Like, you know, when someone's arguing in a line and then like with like the person, the cashier, and you like look at someone else and you kind of both go,
What's this?
it's like little moments like that, where I'm like, I feel like that's so uniquely human, and it's a very beautiful moment that people get to share.
Awkwardness
Mhm.
is humanity's redeeming quality because it's the one thing that we have that I think, that makes us human is our ability to stumble and trip up and screw up. And we're too punitive of that, I think, as a species psychologically. We're punishing of ourselves when we're awkward, and we're punishing of others when they're awkward in a way that we shouldn't be.
It's a good one. Mine would probably be acts of like kindness with no expectation of return. So like I suppose acts of service, like doing something for the sake of
Just
looking out for that person or for just doing it, rather than doing it to get something back.
I've got to set opposable thumbs. No one else is. No, I'm kidding. Oh, wait, hey.
Give a monkey a hammer and see how your opposable thumbs feel.
I don't know if I endorse that, but no, I think I think that I really admire the capacity to sort of make art is something that I really, really value. And the ability to sort of make something that sort of represents your experience of the world, and that to be heard and understood in a billion different ways by billions of different people is a really special thing, which I think is very redeeming. I wouldn't say it's the redeeming quality, but it's one.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for all those answers to the questions, whether they were rapid fire or not. All great things to hear. Um, so I just have one more question, like for the quartet, and then we'll be on our way. But I was wondering, what has your rehearsal process been like, and how has it changed over the past, you know, so many years you guys spent together? Like, what does it look like now for all of you?
Good question.
We've been rehearsing together since 2019, so we've grown up a lot. We've been young in high school when we were rehearsing. We've been our age now. Um, at early kind of years, it looked a lot like trying to get the thing done, trying to do it well, um, trying to spend the time we have together to work. Um, it's been a eternal battle with what it looks like when we're hanging out as the four of us and what it looks like when we're rehearsing as the four of us. And how those two things balance and when it's time to bench one. So yeah, I think we've all kind of we've changed how we want to work, whether we work with specific coaches and whether that's our process. Our rehearsal process has looked mostly independent, probably a lot more independent than a lot of quartets. We spend a lot of time rehearsing just us. Not that we don't spend time with coaches, but yeah, it's been very us figuring it out ourselves and us trying to figure out what we're trying to achieve and what the best approach is for doing that. Anyone else?
Used to be more frequent as well. We would do multiple times a week in high school because we all were in the same high school. So we could
You had
do
lunchtime,
lunchtime, morning tea, and we take every opportunity we could. We had a spare moment to sing together, and then that changed when we left high school, and then our schedules are more sporadic, and then our schedules have changed over the last few years as well. We've done pretty good to keep to a weekly schedule for the lead up to Louisville. We were Wednesday nights. For the lead up last year, we were Sunday mornings, including leading up to Denver. And then since getting back from Denver, we've moved to Tuesdays. Yeah, just as availability changes and life schedules adjust. Yeah.
Great. All right. Well,
That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, quick fire.
yeah. All right. So I guess what's next for you guys? What should we expect from you in the future? What is Promenade looking like over the next few years?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
In about 6 weeks, we have our national competition, which is here.
Oh my
Christchurch.
god, like 6 weeks?
yeah.
Oh.
It's good to know our
We're not
calendar,
singing
Kieran.
that one.
No.
We're doing four that we know.
But we've got we're gonna do the national competition which is in our hometown, which is really nice. We don't have to travel, and so we'll you're getting prepped and ready for that, and then
Work for that.
going forward from there, Harry has booked a cruise as a performer with a band that he's performing with. So at the end of November, he'll head off and he'll be jet setting across to Europe. And then he has basically 6 months of a cruise contract where he's going to be a performing musician on a cruise.
That's awesome.
So from like end of November to end of May next year, HB will be overseas. So that means that our rehearsal process will look a little different. And any commitments over the next wee bit will look different. But we aim to still continue to sing and to still compete. Next year is the Pan Pacific Convention as well, which is the Australasian / Pacific Ocean / this time the west coast of the States as well. It's going to be a real barn burner held in Hawaii. So New Zealand ensembles will be there, Australian ensembles will be there, Japanese ensembles attend as well. And then obviously Sounds of Aloha, the host chapter, and then Westminster Chorus are going to be popping along as well with the Far Western District combining. So that'll be a pretty huge party, which is really exciting, and so that might be the play. We're still in discussions around what international commitments we can and can't make work over the next wee bit. But we are still keen to sing whenever we can.
Mm.
But beyond that, we love to perform, and we would relish any opportunity we get to book shows or get the chance to sing in front of people. We'd love anything like that.
We've also talked about, like, we don't have anything set in place, but we've talked about what it would look like for us to use Harry's connections and get an album done.
That is possibly.
We have a lot of original music that that we currently have, some that we're looking at getting arranged. But yeah, we're pretty comfortable in the fact that we could fill an album with original music and not have to pay for any copyright. But it's just what that kind of process looks like in terms of availability and costs and stuff like that. The other thing as well, before we go, we've just released a merch website.
True. Good
Like
call.
last Saturday. I just wanted to plug this as well because I've worked on this a bit during my breaks at work. But it is I might send this to you to chuck in the description. But it's Promenade Quartet .digitees digitees.co.nz. And it's just a place where people can buy our merch without me having to run around the city of Christchurch back and forth from the warehouse to Logoland. And it's just they can all do it for me and then ship it out. And there's international shipping, so people from all over the world can get it. But yeah, just thought that
He's done a really good job with this.
I'd plug that. And then yeah, we've got a
Check
bunch of there are a bunch of cool designs. I kind of personally wanted it to be less of a quartet merch site and more of like almost a clothing brand with fun designs that relate to us, but also aren't just like the logo on a t-shirt. So yeah, I'm super. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm super proud of that. But yeah, that's like as far as we've gotten in terms of thinking ahead. Is we've gotten to October 2026 and not thought any further.
That's as far as we can think.
Yeah. It's about a year.
Oh, sorry, Ariel. I'll do that. If you
Awesome. Well, yeah. So I'm definitely going to link that in the description, and I'll also, is that if anyone who's watching has shows close to where you guys are, I guess, or maybe farther, and are willing to fly you out
or
for
further
lots of
and
money,
give us money.
then I'll reach out to them.
We would love to talk to anyone.
Anyone, please, we're still alone.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you everyone so much for watching. This has been such a fun time. Hopefully, everyone who's watching got something out of this, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much.
Bye. Bye. This is the